G'day everybody, how are you going today? It is so good to see you. We have some absolutely astonishing news. You've read the title of this video. I'm still wrapping my head around it. I'm still a little bit in shock. Yes, indeed, Nikon Corporation is buying Red. Red is a very high-end cinema camera company. This is an astonishing turn of events, and this word is overused a lot in our world, but this is a real and absolute game changer. No question. This takes Nikon from being a relative unknown when it comes to cinema cameras, Hollywood cameras, cameras that are used by Netflix, Disney, movie studios. Nikon isn't in that space. Yes, their lenses, their glass, has been in that space for decades, but not cinema cameras. Nikon never made them. And of course, with the arrival of the Z9 and the Z8, Nikon started to show us what they were interested in. We got really high-end video codecs and capabilities in 8.3K 12-bit NRAW. But this was in a flagship stills camera, not in what the industry knows as a cine camera. And all of us started to ask the question, you're making this amazing cine glass, you're putting cine features into this glass, for example, optically having no focus breathing in the higher end lenses, or extraordinarily minimal focus breathing. Why was this happening? And it started to get some of us to ask questions. And here we are now seeing the answer to those questions. It's hard to say how long this purchase has been in train for. There was a lawsuit between Nikon and Red about 2 years ago after the arrival of the Z9, I think as firmware 2.0 dropped. And my best guess is, well, talks between the two companies began, and this is the outcome. It's absolutely astonishing. What's even more interesting is by purchasing Red, Nikon gets hold of some pretty interesting technologies. And the newest example of that is the Raptor X, which is an 8K, around 35 to 36 megapixel sensor. So high res, because it's not for stills. It has a more letterbox format, but it's an 8K camera with a global sensor with 17 stops of dynamic range. That's on sensor. And then you can actually stretch that out beyond 20 stops of dynamic range by doing some fancy stuff, which we'll talk about in another video. 20 stops of dynamic range on a global sensor that shoots 8K. That is absolutely leading the market, whether we're talking stills or video. At this point in time, I don't really want to talk about Sony or Canon or Panasonic or maybe even Arri. But the bottom line here is Nikon goes from being pretty much not a player in this market to being a top tier player overnight. And that is a bold and exciting and astonishing move, which I can't wait to unpack over the coming months. Now, from reading the press release, what Nikon is going to do with Red, they are going to continue to run Red as Red because the industry knows Red, and many players in the industry use Red. Many Hollywood productions use Red. Netflix productions use Red. So why change any of that? That is an ongoing business. Leave it be. But what Nikon and Red can do is they can join their DNA together and making the sum of these parts even more powerful. Nikon's fantastic ergonomics and user interfaces with their astonishing lenses, and of course their much wider global reach. Nikon is a far larger company, something like 26,000 employees versus Red's 220 employees. But they can use technologies from each other to make each other better. So Nikon will continue to run Red as Red, but it means that they can now move into the cine space with Z branded RED cameras, but even more than that, a hybrid of all of these technologies. A new camera that takes the best of Nikon and the best of RED. And what I'm really excited about is, and we will see it with the Z mount. And that mount, well, it allows us to mount some of the best glass that we've seen ever. 135 Plena, the 85mm 1.2, the 51.2 that we're shooting on right now. And well, where am I? I'm on holidays with my family, and this news broke as I was traveling 250 miles, 400 odd kilometers to have a long weekend. And here we are. This is the biggest news, I think, ever in my 4 decades of being in this industry. Absolutely astonishing. RED technologies, Nikon technologies brought together to give us something even more wonderful. I really can't wait to unpack this more over the coming weeks and months. There is so much going on here, and it really is going to change the shape of what we've come to know. Canon, Sony, Panasonic, they do video. Nikon don't really do video. No, that is now completely turned on its head. And the bottom line is, moving forwards, who knows? We are going to get all sorts of interesting products because Nikon is now officially in this space and they have access to this intellectual property. And what is, where did it come from, this 8K global sensor with 17 stops of dynamic range? Where did it come from? I don't know, and maybe we will never know. I actually went to a RED event recently and saw the new Raptor X. What is this technology? And how are they achieving 8K global, 17 stops of dynamic range, over 20 when you do a little bit of magic in post? Which I believe is actually some sort of dual frame technology. It's very quickly capturing 2 frames and putting them together. I believe that's how we get the 20 plus. And I can't wait to share and talk more with you about this. This is a shock. This is epic. It's exciting. I'm still wrapping my head around it. I think I'm still in a little bit of shock. And I just can't wait to see the fruits that are born of this unity. This is so exciting. But just for absolute clarity, Nikon is purchasing RED 100%. And RED will be fully owned by Nikon. This is not a partnership. RED is being purchased. So Nikon gets all this technology, which is compression technology, it's color technology, and obviously it's whatever technology is in that global sensor. We've never seen anything like it, not in this space at these sorts of price points. All right, everybody. Well, I would really love some interesting discussion in the comments below. I think this is astonishing news, a bold and exciting move from Nikon. I would love your thoughts. I'm going to get together a live stream and some of my industry pals, and we're going to talk about this. I think it's going to be super interesting. All right, look forward to seeing you in the comments. It's been so good to see you. Really, this is very exciting news. If this is your first time here, I'd love to see you again. So please subscribe and please share and please like this video. Liking really helps get the video out there. All right, I will see you soon. Bye for now. Whew.